Just loading the stream, starting it up. Okay. Yeah, whenever you're ready, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, I'd like to call this special council meeting to order at 6:31 p.m. And I'll call on our clerk, Nicholas, to read the land acknowledgement.
Okay, let me just get that up on the screen here. Okay, the city of Thorold is situated on treaty land. This land is steeped in the rich history of the First Nations, such as the Haudenosaunee, the Haudenosaunee, and the Anishinaabe, including the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. There are many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people from across Turtle Island that live and work in Niagara today. The city of Thorold stands with all Indigenous people, past and present, in promoting the wise stewardship of the lands on which we live.
Thank you, Nicholas. Are there any declarations of interest? Seeing none, can I get a mover and a seconder to adopt the agenda as presented? Councillor O'Hare and Councillor Didavides. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Okay, item for consideration. We're here this evening for DF 17-2024 Development Charges Growth Studies Edition. The reason we're here is this is something that the government added after we passed our development charges so we're looking to add it to our development charges. I'll let Maria explain it. Can I get a mover and a seconder to get the report on the floor, please? I got Councillor DeAngela and Councillor Decker. Okay, and now I'm going to turn it over to Maria Morrow.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. Council passed our development charges bylaw on May 28th. At that point, we could not include growth-related studies as we had in the past. On June the 6th, the province passed Bill 185, and this bill reinstated growth studies as an eligible capital cost recoverable from development charges. It also removed the mandatory phase-in. An amendment to our bylaw is required to recoup study costs of over $3 million from development charges and not from our ratepayers, so that growth pays for growth. The impact to the DC charges is about 1%. For example, for single and semi development charges, this equates to about $252. In addition, there's a minor housekeeping change to the bylaw to remove reference to the phase-in. Our consultant, Byron Tan from Watson and Associates, is here should you have any questions, and this completes the overview.
Thank you, Maria. And I'm going to open the floor for any questions of either Maria or is it Brian?
Byron.
Byron. Okay. I see Councillor DeAngela's got his hands up. Go ahead, Councillor DeAngela.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have no questions. I want to compliment staff for bringing this forward. Anytime growth-related issues are paid by growth, it's a benefit to our ratepayers. So I've always supported growth pay for growth. So this is a great addition. Hopefully the province sees more wisdom in making sure that growth pays for growth. So I support this wholeheartedly, and it's a great step. And I also agree with the no phase-in approach. They should be paying for growth-related items up front. It only benefits the whole city in the long run, so it doesn't make sense delaying that. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Anyone else that wants to make comment or ask questions? Okay.
Councillor
Longo, did you have a question? I don't see you on the screen. That's all.
No, I'm here, Mr. Mayor.
Did you have a question?
Yes, I do. Just a very general question, and it may sound quite elementary, but why exactly do we do growth studies? What do they tell us?
Maria, did
Byron.
you want to, or is Byron want to answer?
Maybe Byron, you want to take it?
Yes, absolutely. Through your worship, great question, Counselor. So growth studies, so just taking a step back, growth studies are an eligible capital cost under the Development Charges Act, as per the changes through Bill 185, and that's why we're here tonight to gain your consideration of the draft bylaw. Now, with respect to the actual question of, what are growth studies and why are they important? As you undertake capital programs, whether it's implementing new roads, trying to identify what new water mains need to be, installed or constructed, you always have to have studies to inform what is actually required. So as part of your capital program, these studies, which happen in the front end, are what is being identified and included for this recovery, which includes that $252 amount that Maria had mentioned earlier. So essentially what the growth studies would incur would be, let's say, your development charges, official plan updates, any transportation master plans, secondary plans perhaps, particularly, with your Port Robinson area. So any studies that really are undertaken prior to the construction or implementation of, capital works is really a requirement for most municipalities, if not all, prior to the construction and, undertaking these infrastructure constructions.
Okay, so I take it just tells us how to efficiently grow, not whether we need to grow or not.
No, the studies are typically scoped in such a way. So, for example, a transportation master plan, as council would approve it through the budget process, then the instructions of the or the scope of that transportation master plan would then to take a look at what type of roads do you need, whether for the existing community or as you grow in new development, what type of upgrades do you need for roads? Do you need to build new roads through greenfields? So the study itself doesn't tell you, how you're growing per se. It's how to accommodate that growth.
Okay, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Okay, is there anyone else? Okay, seeing none, we had a mover and a seconder for the item for consideration. If we got that listed, the mover and seconder, and I'll ask the clerk just to make sure, Nicholas, if you got that duly noted. Hello?
Got Counselor D'Angelo and Counselor Decker.
Okay. Okay, so we had a mover and a seconder. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Okay. Can I get a mover and a seconder for Bill 90 and 91, 2024? I got Counselor Decker. Can I get a seconder, please? Counselor Longo. So I have a mover and a seconder for Bill 90, 2024 and Bill 91, 2024. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. There being no further business, this meeting is hereby adjourned at 6:39 p.m. And I want to thank everybody for taking time out of their busy schedules to get this meeting in, and I appreciate all that. And just another word, don't forget this Saturday, we got the Santa Claus parade, and we'll be meeting in our regular spot there on Sullivan Avenue by the school at least 15 minutes before, and we'll be ready to roll. So hope to see us all then. Thank you.
Sounds good. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank
Good
you.
evening.
Thanks, bye-bye.
Have a good night. Beware of the Grinch.
I'll look for him. Is he giving
Where is
up-
he located?
You
Henry,
won't miss him.
Henry, is the zucchini making another appearance?
Well, I don't have the record technically, so it
Oh.
won't be making an appearance.
Maybe
but-
John D'Amico might.
Maybe you got to get
John
Johnny
D'Amico,
back in
New
there.
king of the hill.
Just like the saying goes, just like the Leafs, there's always next year.
So Henry, you know the secret formula that he utilized this year, exact, right?
Yeah. Mine was all natural. His is chemical based. So,
That's right.
we're
But
gonna
you
try
know the
chemicals
chemical
next
formula
year.
now.
So,
Hang him from a tree. That's a trick.
yeah.
Okay, see you guys.
Okay,
See you
thanks.
Saturday.
Bye.
Have a good
Bye-bye. See you
evening.
Saturday.